Hello everyone, one more time! This is a video you have asked me a lot of times. So I'm going to show you how I have the bass in this project. It's a basic project, but it sounds quite good. And this part is from a song I'm making with El Puto Medina. It's still on a demo stage. I use this part of the song also in another video, but well, I'm going to show you the same part because I don't want to show too much of the song. It's a very simple rhythm, but well, as you see, I'm not using too much plugins for the bass. I'm just using two. This is how it sounds, the bass solo. The sound from one bass to another is very different. It's not like guitars, they sound pretty much the same with some exceptions, but the bass is more different between basses. The bass I used is quite cool, so without any plugin, this is how it sounds, just like recorded. It has good low frequencies and it has good high frequencies. You can hear the peak, it gives more definition to the bass. And this is with TSE X30 enabled. You can feel the difference clearly, it has more power. So here are the settings I use with this plugin. I gave it some extra treble, the bass is just by default, and I give the exact amount of drive, because with more you will see how it sounds. So I left the drive in the exact point where a little more is too much distorted and dirty. And I also added a little more presence. This plugin is freeware, you have the link in the description. And then what I use is a limiter, so to the master track doesn't arrive too much peaks. So with it I feel the same loudness, but with a lot less peaks. Without these peaks in the bass arriving to the master track, you can make a louder mix and making it still more detailed. And then I have used this common trick. I have two bass tracks, duplicated, are the same, but with another plugins. So in this second track I have used a lot of distortion. You will hear how it sounds alone. This distortion trick can be really useful in some occasions. Like in this part I'm going to show you, where the distortion gives a really nice effect. I have used plugins for guitar. I have used the TSE X30 for the distortion, with the contour enabled because it gives more bright. And then I have used NadIR 2 for an impulse response, so it doesn't sound too much digital. I have used the impulse named Axon, you have it in the description. And then of course a limiter to avoid all the peaks. I can push this limiter a lot because in the mix this track will be more subtle. So later I will show you how it fits in the mix, and it doesn't matter if you limit too much. It will give some kind of power to the mix, but not too much low tones, but the low frequencies will be given by the other bass track. And well, I used this EQ in this track just to make it a little less muddy. I cut some low frequencies and some high frequencies. I cut these low frequencies because, as I said, the low frequencies will be given by the other bass track, so it doesn't matter if you make it a little less powerful. So listen how the mix sounds without any of these bass tracks. The distorted bass isn't too much obvious, but it really makes a difference. It's a subtle difference, but if you listen closely, you can feel the difference. So those are the plugins I have used in this project for the bass, and as I have said, many basses doesn't sound the same, and you will need to cut some mid frequencies. So now I will show you how it will sound with the mid frequencies cut. It doesn't need it because this sounds quite good already. But cutting those mid frequencies will make a different bass sound, and well, it's all a matter of taste. It's quite usual to cut some mid frequencies. In most mixes I make, I cut those mid frequencies, but in this case I don't feel like I have to cut those frequencies. But in this project I recorded the bass and I realized it sounds quite good, so I don't use any extra EQ in this track or in the master track. You can see the plugins I have used in the master track, and it's just a limiter, a saturator, it's like a limiter, and then a real limiter just to give a little boost. But there is no EQ. So as you see, it's a basic video about a basic project, but it sounds quite good. So the TSE BOD gives a lot of power to the bass, and the limiter avoids all the peaks. And well, I hope you enjoyed this, and as usual, see ya! One more time!